This week's question comes from Lee, who asks, are the Beatles the most influential rock band of all time? Why or why not? Please cite your sources.
My source is Wikipedia.
You already lost.
Ah, dang. But wait, Wikipedia has sources.
No, they don't. Semantics. Are the Beatles the most influential rock band?
No.
Why? Why not?
Well,
they didn't influence me.
That's
true. Why. Good opinion, Sam.
Everyone knows that the most influential band is the following.
Right. Cody Crook has inspired me in so many years, in so many ways. So
mostly FAP sessions.
What do you think of the idea that the Beatles were huge for their time, but there are definitely bigger bands now just because of the scale of marketing? Like, you go global now, like, instantly. Like, For All Those Sleeping, a band who just came out of St. Cloud, out of the local scene, was selling out stadiums in Japan. Like,
they should be.
Right. But I'm just saying that kind of stuff took a lot more effort back in the day. I don't want to try and play down the significance of the Beatles' achievements, because it was huge.
Right. I mean, they're a huge deal, and everybody knows of the Beatles.
The biggest band of their time.
Right. And they're still a pretty big deal. I just don't think that they really brought anything that cool to the table.
I feel like saying that they're most influential rock band of all time is kind of a bold, overarching statement that doesn't really make sense. Like, they were kind of the first band of their time to kind of do things the way that they did. They kind of ushered in the way that a lot of bands are discovered and are the way they market themselves now. But, like, saying that they were the most influential, like, that's like saying this bird is the greatest bird of all time because it is this particular bird.
Okay, going beyond that a little ways, like, if we're the question is influence, if it's about influence, I think the Beatles suffers from being one of those bands that was so much like on the vanguard of something that everything that, because they influence so many people, is why it sounds sort of, I mean, I don't want to use the term generic, but like, sure, you think of like 60s rock or whatever, and you think the Beatles. Mm-hmm. And I think it's because they inspired so many things that came after them, and you could say influenced, that we think of the Beatles as not such a big deal because it sounds old and dated and whatever, but at the time, it was like everybody wanted to be them.
You could also say that because the Beatles have stuck around in, pop culture, in our understanding, like, everyone's like aware of what the Beatles are, even though they hit their prime, like, 40 years ago. Right. That you could say that says a lot about how influential they were as a band.
I'm just with the way that things are. Like, I'm, as much as the next guy, I'm against the guy who's like, oh, the Beatles are my favorite band, wears Beatles shirts because they like Hello, Goodbye. And that one song with the all peace and hippie like was not even a Beatles song.
Well, very rarely do I find someone who actually likes the Beatles and, like, who claims to like the Beatles and is, like, very well aware of their entire discography. Yeah. Like, I only know, like, a few people who are actually like that.
Because I would say that I like the Beatles. Because I like a lot of their songs. That being said,
I feel like they also get a lot of hate. I feel like they get a lot of hate for the wrong reasons, just because those kind of people exist who are like, say that they idolize the Beatles and just wear their shirts a lot and don't know anything about them, and they're just basic as hell.
Not as bad as Bob Marley, but up there.
Let's not start on that shit. Like, holy buckets.
Like, compared to Bob Marley, the Beatles are great.
Yeah. But I don't know. I like the Beatles. I'm not saying anything bad. I mean, that's not even true. The Beatles are okay. I don't really listen to them. I've heard a couple songs, whatever. I think they're influential in a lot of ways in the fact that they've stayed around and they were pretty much a really good boy band, I think. Like, they had really cool haircuts at the time. They all had the same fucking haircut there. Out Came the Wolves, but in the 60s.
One of the reasons that they got so big is because they were so marketable.
Right. And that's cool, and that's influential. I just don't think their music to me at least, is not really influential at all. Fuck it. I fucking hate the Beatles.
On a personal level, you are not influenced.
What band that is around today would you say is most like the Beatles in terms of like their popularity and such, and like the way they're marketed?
One Direction.
You think?
Yep.
What is it? Is it though? I would actually give that one to more 5 Seconds of Summer.
I feel like that you're both sort of in
kind of
our scene kind of territory. Like I don't. If we're going off what's most like them at the moment, I don't think it would be a band. It'd probably be a single artist, like Taylor Swift or something.
Well, the thing is like single artists have been around for, they were around years before the Beatles came around, but what made the Beatles so interesting was that they were a band. They were marketed as a band, but they were also marketed as like a pop act, which wasn't really done before the Beatles came around. Like they all played their own individual instruments and all had their role in the band, yet they were all, kind of marketed as a boy band. Like they had separate singing groups like boy bands, kind of like the One Direction is now. And then they also had solo artists like, say, Johnny Cash was back then.
So we're just, we're going off what band right now is the most like them, not what has as much influence.
Well, what I'm saying is like the reason why I say 5 Seconds of Summer is because as of right now in pop music, you don't really see a band getting marketed as a band, but also with the same like intensity as just a run-of-the-mill pop act.
I guess.
Like they're like the band is getting a lot of exposure, but it's not like it's not the case where like the singer is. Like, it's not the case where, like, the singer's super popular, but you don't know the rest of the band or something like that. It's definitely, all 4 members of the band, but they all still have their own individual roles.
So it's basically, what we have left to choose from is boy bands.
Pretty much.
Kind of, yep.
Which have turned into, I guess, like what, 5 Seconds Summer used to be that when everything was, like, all at the end of the 90s and all pop and electronic, everybody's used the... make synths and drum machines, and we got NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys, and that's just a thing that was then, and now it's come back to bands. As the rest of pop music goes towards the electronic for some reason. But I'm sure we'll go around that cycle a couple more times in the next decade.
The real question is how long until my mixtape comes out, and how long until that skyrockets us into fame and fortune.
Right. I just think that you need to relook at your mixtape and kind of influence it way more with the Beatles.
Okay.
And then...
Should I, just straight up sample Beatles songs?
You should.
Like, really what Kanye did for, soul music and that kind of stuff. Did you do that for the Beatles? I should call
Paul McCartney and just, record his answering machine, or even his secretary's answering machine, sample it, put it on my song, and then say the song is featuring Paul McCartney.
All right. Yeah.
All right, and on that note, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 2 of Sadcast Seattle, ruining your Thursday every Thursday. I'm Varric, of course. Here is Ben.
I am Ben.
He didn't say hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Sam.
Hello, everybody. I'm Sam.
Sam, you can take over that if you want.
I'm really bad at doing an impression of you, Ben, apparently. Hello. It's like Santa Claus.
Do you think Ben is Santa?
Oh, he's jolly.
That's true, but my beard
and once again, we are without James this week. He is skydiving in the Bahamas. Not really sure what he's doing there,
I hope he makes it back.
Yeah, hopefully he'll make it back here at some point. On today's bill, we had all just finished watching the first Democratic debate.
I left halfway through to watch Lord of the Rings.
But me and Varric watched all of it.
Lord of the Rings is kind of like the Democratic debate.
Right.
What we're basically telling you is prepare yourselves for us to run our mouths on stuff we know nothing about for half an hour.
I'll sit here in silence.
This is like the one time. Anything.
All right, I will throw my political opinions in, which are complete bogus and bullshit. The guy without the neck, he sucked.
Sam, what do you think of Donald Trump's philosophy on building a wall around everything?
Fuck that guy. Twitter's all mad at him, so I'm just like, fuck that guy. The other president guy that I like is the Bernie Sanders one, because Twitter likes him, and I have a Twitter.
So if you're on Twitter, you would say you're not a Tumblr guy or a Facebook guy, you're a Twitter guy?
I'm a Twitter guy,
and
through and
since
through.
They picked Bernie Sanders, basically, Twitter picked Bernie Sanders.
Yep.
that you're just with them on whatever.
100%.
How it works is
Right.
Twitter is with Bernie Sanders, Tumblr is with Hillary Clinton, and Facebook is with Donald Trump.
Wait, is Tumblr really with Hillary Clinton?
Do I really need to answer that?
I don't actually. You know what? I don't want to talk about Tumblr.
I do think it's kind of funny how Hillary Clinton only pulls out the first female president thing when it's convenient for her. Like,
yeah, it's true.
There was one part where there was a question asked, and the question was, how would your presidential reign be different from that of Barack Obama's?
And her response was,
like, my response was like, oh, Hillary Clinton will just be like, well, I'd be the first female president, ha 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 ha. Except then Hillary actually said that.
It's like, well, I'm a woman.
It's like, well, it's like,
I mean,
no,
she didn't, but she said, well, and then like looked around and
it's like, well, it would be different. Like, she didn't understand the question had to do with policy, and I'm just like, oh God.
All right.
You're being serious.
and then Anderson Cooper's like, yeah, but how would your policy be different? Like, he's not letting that slide.
I have a political question for you both.
Okay.
All right. Would you rather vote for a woman, a black man, or a gay man? Go. You don't have to give reason. Just be blunt about it.
A gay man.
You're racist and sexist. Varric?
Black man?
Wow. We already had one of those. Way to be original.
He's
Hey,
sexist
it worked.
and bigoted.
At least it has a proven success rate.
Does it?
I don't think Obama was so bad.
Pose
Nah,
a
he
political
wasn't.
question?
Yes. I want to answer it.
Does anybody here know the names of the candidates that were not Bernie Sanders or Hillary Clinton?
Considering we just watched them debate no less than like 10 minutes ago, no.
You could ask me,
Do you
because
know?
I really don't know.
right.
Was there a Jeb Bush?
No.
Jeb Bush was in he's a Republican.
Okay, I saw him on
He's in
Twitter.
Republican debates.
So, there was a Webb
There was a guy named Webb.
Yeah, no, there
with
was,
two B's, which is cool.
there was. I think he was the guy who didn't have a neck.
He was the Army guy.
Necklace
He was
Webb.
I served in the Army and I'm
Hey,
a
it was
veteran.
Marines. Get it right.
All right.
Wow,
Then
way
you-
to
I
respect
see,
it.
that's me genuinely being offensive.
Check your privilege.
Oh, it's
Man.
still there.
Thank
I
God.
checked it.
How shitty do you think it is to be the other Democratic candidates right now?
Ones that didn't get on the debate.
No, I mean the ones who aren't Hillary or Bernie, like the ones who were on the debate, who were just
Barely.
like fighting for screen time.
That's
Just
one
like,
of the other
oh
things
God,
is
please notice me.
It was better, a lot better than the Republican debates in terms of people talking over each other, but it was almost worse in this person, like Hillary Clinton's talking, and he's like, Senator, excuse me, new question, you talked over your time, please stop talking, please, I'm trying to ask you a question, someone else is trying to answer.
I hate politics.
Politics are great. I never actually watched the Republican debates because I don't watch shitty television.
You watch wrestling.
That is
Can I point out quick that I think the debates would have been way, way better as a Nickelodeon game show.
yes.
Where, like,
we talked about this.
if you are caught in a blatant lie, slimed. If you go over your time talking, slimed. If you interrupt somebody else, also slimed.
If you didn't know the answer to something, you could pass off to the other candidate. And if they didn't know, they could throw it back to you for double the points. And
Right.
if you couldn't answer it, then you went and did a physical challenge where you had to like make root beer floats out of slime or something.
Right.
Like-
and then if you say more than 5 times within your answer, your head gets cut off.
Sure.
Just chopped off, 100% dead.
What Nickelodeon are you watching?
Oh, sorry, that was Nick at Night. my bad.
Hey, Bill Cosby was on Nick at Night.
Rapist.
See how
Vote
see
for
how
Bill
that worked
Cosby.
out? Bill Cosby 2016.
Woo!
No.
Also, one of the biggest ones is if you answer the question in a way that does not answer the question whatsoever, slimed.
Right, if you can I just say that Hillary Clinton, I think, won the award for best at dancing around the questions. Like,
Right.
like every time she was asked something, she definitely said a lot of words.
And then every time Bernie was asked a question, he would like either get around to it or straight up front like Black Lives
Yeah, he
Matter.
would like charge like a bull just towards it, being like, "I'm not gonna fuck around." I'm like, "You crazy idiots."
Like, I feel like he's approaching Donald Trump levels of I don't care what people think about what I'm saying.
A lot of people think of Bernie as like the Donald Trump of of the progressive side.
He's like almost, and it's sort of weird because he's not quite as insane on some of the things, but like saying them, hearing them say it sounds
I mean, he's
crazy.
not persecuting any like race or anything like that, or insinuating they should build a wall.
It's stuff like we're gonna provide free college tuition to everybody,
right?
Which is like that.
He's being just like aggressively equal.
That's a fantastic goal. It's one of those things where I vote for him because yes, that's good, do it, but.
You won't do it. Good luck.
Not that he wouldn't. I'm sure he would try.
I'm sure he'll try.
But that
will he do it?
No. The problem with politics nowadays is that it's so full of just all these like scare tactics and stuff like that. Like the Republicans are being like, Bernie Sanders wants to give free college to those fucking privileged millennials, and he wants you to pay for it with your taxpayer money, and it'll cost $8 trillion per person.
I liked his point though that somebody asked whether he would support all children go to college. Like, would he put Donald Trump's kids through college? His answer was basically, he's going to be paying for his kids and a lot of other people's kids to go to college through taxes.
So yeah, no, it's cool.
Like, it evens out.
Like, when he says everyone gets the chance to go to college, like, everyone gets the chance to go to college.
And I mean, that's one of the weird things about it is it definitely has worked for many countries. The only problem with America is scale, basically. Is we've got more people.
That's what you mean, right?
Yeah. Are you calling this country fat?
Like if you add up all the weight and all divided by all the people, it's higher than other countries.
I'm really upset at the lack of the Democrats talking about Hillary Clinton's emails. Like that's an issue that really concerns me as a United States citizen, and that is what is going on with Hillary Clinton's emails. Okay, I just want the future of this nation now to be able to go and not be concerned about Hillary Clinton's emails.
The thing about
they just
emails
brushed it over.
It's not necessarily like so it's not that she got her emails like. What it is that they were like, hey, did you do these things? We need to check your email to see if you did these things. She's like, oh, they're all gone. Guess you don't. I mean, coffee, eggs, bacon. Oops, looks like I just made breakfast over whatever my emails used to be. But that there are definitely more important matters to be talked about.
Definitely.
I don't know. I'm just happy that the Democrats are actually talking about issues that fucking matter and not just let's build a wall around this and let's build a wall around this.
Right.
I could use a cool wall. I'd see it. Not for any racist reasons or anything like that. Like just anywhere, just in the middle of Indiana or something. Just throw a wall up so I can go to it and like tourists can go to it.
Walls are fucking sweet. Wall of Sam,
the Great Wall of China.
Right.
Why is there no Great Wall of America?
Well, I mean, Great Wall of China served its purpose, I guess. But
I mean, that's kind of what Donald Trump wants.
Yeah,
that's kind of what he's doing. Great Wall of America.
Yeah, no, haven't you heard? That's exactly what he wants to do.
Let's build a wall between us and Mexico that's made entirely of doors.
I just it's so weird to think like somebody's even considering building a giant wall to keep people out. Like it's 2015. Like that's what you're doing. Like that seems so primitive. I guess.
Yeah, well, that's just it. Like in 2015, you're saying let's build a wall. Like that's what they did. Like that's what they did in ancient China to keep the Mongolians out, and even that didn't work.
Right.
The problem, I think, is that the ideal, the ideal is America's an open, free country. Anybody who wants to can come here and become a citizen if that's what they want to do. But the reality is that we don't have the resources for literally everybody who wants to come to actually come, which is why we have a process. But it's all it's all screwed up.
Anyone who's gone through the immigration process will tell you that it has a lot of unnecessary hurdles and is just a big complicated mess, and it takes a really long time. And for a lot of people, if you're immigrating to this country, especially for like work reasons, like you need to get you need to get citizenship as soon as possible so you can start making money.
And that's one of the things that the candidates, they're all for. Like, I'm for immigration reform. And I'm like, I can get behind that because I'm for immigration reform. What does that mean exactly? I don't know. I don't know how to fix that problem.
And this is why we elect people
and the fact that I think that makes me wonder, how are they going to fix that problem?
Just be racist.
Build a wall.
Build a wall?
That's why I'm voting Trump.
What if we all like are completely misunderstanding Trump's point and he actually just wants to give every United States citizen a wall? He's going to send a repair service over to every house
just to build a wall,
and it's just going to fix one of your walls or put a new one up. Maybe
for keeping Mexicans out of your own property.
No, they're going to go into your house and they're going to repair one of your walls or build another room or something, Just do a little remodeling work, helps liven up the place, a little feng shui action,
All I know is that I'm voting for the following for president. The first band to ever lead the country.
Following 2016.
I'm actually voting for Colby Moore's.
It's a good choice. It's a good choice. I'm going to tell you why that's wrong.
Tone 2016.
Here's a question.
Yes.
Has anybody anywhere ever been voted into a president-like position through write-ins?
Yes. A dog became mayor.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only one I can think of. I think that was write-ins.
It would be funny to me. It would be humorous to me if the government was like, or the media was like, we picked these two candidates, and then the people are like, no. We're voting. Everybody's writing in something now.
Yeah, if the country wasn't so fucking manhandled by the media, I could see something like that happening. But
all of a sudden we've got Chris Christie and that guy with the no neck.
Oh damn!
The guy with the no neck.
With the no neck.
Beautiful.
I'm gonna write in at the election the guy with the no neck.
And we're like, oh, here's another jokester for Webb. I just throws in a huge pile and he wins because everybody's writing the guy with the no neck.
I am 100%. I am 100% behind Bernie Sanders, but if he does not get the Democratic nomination, I am writing in John Cena for president.
I don't give a shit about any of it.
I think
Go ahead and run our country.
The worst part of if I decide to vote for Bernie Sanders will be having to register as Democrat.
Oh no, poor baby.
And I'm gonna have to hide that from my parents.
You have to register?
Yeah, you have to register as a Democrat because he's running on the Democrat side.
What do you mean you have to register?
Like in the primaries, I think. Like you have to register as a... Have you ever registered to vote?
Yeah.
You have to say your political
party? I just put like the fucking independent or whatever the fuck it was.
But he's running as a Democrat.
So you can vote for him still.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that you have to
align
yourself with that party. You can still vote.
I believe you have to register as the nomination you want to vote in their primaries.
I guess I don't know much about primaries.
In the primaries, I'm not sure. I know in the general election, it doesn't.
Right. Well, that's
matter.
different.
Yeah. In the general election, they're just like, who do you want to vote for? This guy or this guy? This guy.
John Cena.
Definitely John Cena.
Well, let's talk about something that's not politics.
Something that's not politics. The local music scene.
Oh, yes.
Is that still around? We haven't been in Minnesota for like 2 weeks now, so...
I hope it's still, fully there and not have collapsed because of our, leave of absence. I'm sure that, being the kings of the scene has been hard for you guys.
As a side note, just to cap off that segment, it varies by state. But in some primaries, you have to register as Democrat to vote for Bernie Sanders.
Now you know, and that's been 23 minutes of politics with Insomniac. Let's talk about the following.
Yes, please.
The following is great. They just had. Have you guys heard their EP that came out?
Yes.
Nope.
They had an EP release show, and it was phenomenal.
Yes, I was right up front.
Yep, same here.
Singing along. I was on your shoulders, actually.
Yes, you were, and people were very annoyed. They're like, why are these two large men in front of us? And we said, Cody Crook, Obby. We said that at the same time. It was weird as fuck.
I think they were more concerned about the fact that we had, no pants on.
Yeah, that was startling on the back of my neck for sure.
Yeah, I'm not even sorry.
No, but the following had an EP release show, and it featured, who was all on there? There was...
Telepathist opened the show, I believe.
Yes, they did.
And then A Life All My Own.
Foley Boys.
Which was their first show?
It was their second show.
Second show.
Well, yeah.
It's their second show
and a half or something.
Yeah, in that lineup or whatever.
Not counting them playing covers?
Yeah, not counting the show. Not counting the shows that are first starting out with a completely different lineup.
But they had two fill-in people at the show at the garage the other day, so it wasn't really even
I love those guys, but they just cannot seem to have any good luck in that department.
They should just do what we did and fill in with your own members and just plugs another band's electric guitar into the PA system.
Oh boy.
Should we talk about that show?
No, I never want to bring it up again.
Never want to bring it up again.
Anyway, so
we missed
A Life
James.
on My Own.
Yeah, Life on My Own, they did that. Andy My Lungs was there. He Saved My Life hardcore.
Was there a band between those two or no?
If I Were in the Zoo was also there.
Oh yeah, they played. Did In Search of Solace play?
Yes, they also.
And then it was the following.
And then it was the vote.
That is a good fucking lineup.
Right?
Let me tell
and
you.
we missed it.
I'm really
Kind
glad
of.
we didn't
We were
miss
there, but we missed it.
We were there, but we missed it.
The following fucking killed it. They were so average, which is so much better than they usually do.
They were so good that I had a heart attack and actually died. I'm dead now. Thanks, guys.
But then the following played an encore and saved his life.
So now I'm not dead. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Cody Crook, you saved my fucking life, dude.
Can I just say how good the following sounds if you just put on your headphones, close your eyes, and pretend it's 2008?
Are you saying it's not 2008?
Well,
what year is it?
You might not be able to tell if you look at certain scenes, but yeah.
What year is it?
I think the following sounds best when I use these, I have these noise canceling headphones so you can't hear anything else, right? I put those in and then I leave my iPod off. That's how the following sounds best, when I hear nothing at all. Oh, no, their EP is actually really fucking good.
Did you see that music video, though?
Their music video is fucking awesome.
Oh, yeah, no, they've gotten...
Let's say it's a big step up from their first one.
I would say they've redeemed themselves from Dead Thoughts.
True story, when we first watched it all together, one of our immediate reactions was, crap, there's nothing we can make fun of in this.
Yeah, it's just good.
I'm just hoping Clay made his money back. Hopefully Clay's not in the hole anymore. Negative 60s are really hard. Those fees are going to kill you, man.
Fees, man. Just ask Ben. They'll mess you up.
If the production on that video was anything to go by, yes, they made their money back.
Yeah, right. No, it was a great video, great EP. I've listened to it a couple times.
Cody sings. Sings, and it's really good.
Cody sings phenomenally on the EP. Mm-hmm. Very, very good. Other than that,
it's super great. You should go.
It's fire.
You should go get it and listen to it forever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We need to talk shit about them though.
This is hard. They're becoming too legitimate.
I know, it's weird.
I think they're becoming better than us.
You listen to the EP, right?
I have it. Yep.
Are any of the songs mediocre?
Is
there a breakdown you can make fun of?
You know, let me be honest with you. There's 4 songs on there. Okay, Dead Thoughts is on there. I've heard that a million times, so I'm not going to count that. So the 4 other songs.
Right.
Life Light, I think it's called, is very good. It's
awesome.
Is that
the one in the video?
Yes.
Yeah.
That one's so good. The other 3 were they were there. I remember a couple parts from them, but right now I've only listened to the whole thing twice, and I can't remember any of the words or anything that's really going to happen in the song.
They're not as catchy?
They're not as memorable.
How would IGN rate it out of 10?
How would IGN?
IGN would rate it a 2.
How would you rate it?
A 1.
No fish AI.
Yeah, I would rate it a 1 out of 10.
Do you think that's an issue with?
I give it a 5 out of 10. Not enough feminism
with local releases. Sometimes, they put out everything they write. I'm not saying the following to this. I have no idea why they.
I know we did this.
We did that. We just we wrote 5 songs, put them out.
Well, it's the thing with newer bands, writing up 5 songs, recording all of them immediately releasing all of them. It's just that's our set. That's all of our songs.
Having been with bands who've recorded stuff, and I recorded a decent number of bands in my time in Minnesota. It seems like nobody ever wants to throw anything out.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to do a bunch of songs and then say, here's the 3 best ones. Let's put those out.
Right. And that's what people should do. And I've heard it from a lot of people saying that you should do that. And I want to do that over the next 6 months. But so far, we haven't got very far on the album. No. So, hopefully we can have some that we can just work with. But we'll probably just write the 12 songs or whatever and put them out. And hopefully some of them are good.
We'll see.
We'll do what we can.
They won't be good. I promise.
No, yeah. But maybe we should force ourselves to write. Just plow
when I'm back from my road trip, we're gonna fucking start writing and shit.
Mm-hmm. It's been tough getting all settled in and stuff and trying.
It's been a week and a day.
That reminds me, Varric, do you remember Pretzel Break?
Pretzel Break.
The song, the demo, Pretzel Break.
Yes.
How are any words for that coming?
I haven't looked at it since you sent it to me.
All right,
I've been sick as fuck the last week and a half, so don't ask me those questions.
All right, Then I will stop asking those questions.
Ask me a question, Ben.
Sam.
Yes.
Are you glad?
How are the lyrics for Pretzel Break?
Are you
Sam?
glad that you tried to shoplift that shirt so that now you had to pay for it and actually own it?
Oh my god!
Is that why you're wearing it so much?
Well,
just so you get your money.
It fits, and it's kind of funny.
For the audio listeners, aka all of you, it's like a purple tie-dye ish, like sort of swirly colors, like the backdrop of a portrait studio purple.
Yeah, that's a good
with
example.
Like what's it got? Horses running across like a stream and a forest in the background.
Yep, it's beautiful.
All very realistic and artistically rendered.
It's like a Walmart tee, but it's like a Walmart tee you get in Iowa.
It's a Walmart tee you get at the biggest truck stop in Iowa.
Right, and it's like the kid in 8th grade who wears those weird shirts, and you're just like,
me, by the way.
That was Ben.
That was everyone.
Like green
at some
shirt,
point.
giant tiger face.
Yeah,
that shirt was like too big for me. And I would wear it all the time anyways. And
Skulls and dragons and shit.
Yep.
Wearing it.
We should bring that back.
We should.
We should see if we can get like a sponsorship deal with Walmart and whoever designs their novelty clothing.
Somewhere I've got like this green pattern shirt with like the tribal flames at the bottom, like button up. And I hope that still fits.
Last time I was in a Walmart, I was really, really happy to see that they were starting to carry Insane Clown Posse t-shirts. And I'm like, finally, you're marketing these shirts in the right place. Because I was so sick and tired of my store carrying them because no one ever bought them from my store because they were too expensive.
That's true.
Right.
ICP for life, dude.
Same, dude.
James, we miss you. Come home.
I feel like their merch would be very well marketed at a Walmart where they make tons of them and price them low.
Right.
Right? Exactly. No one wants to spend like $25 on an ICP shirt. Nobody.
Their shit's expensive. Like their jackets are like $125 and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
God damn.
You can get ICP brand trip pants and it's stupid.
I feel like as people who've never really worn that much designer clothes, we don't really know how expensive clothes can be. Because I was looking up.
Well, considering a large part of the Juggalo like philosophy is to go like cheap as fuck on everything, it's very counterproductive that all their clothing is like stupidly expensive too.
Apparently, this Volcom Schreckler designed hoodie that I got for $6 or $8 at a Savers actually was a ripoff of some hoodies designed by a company called A Bathing Ape or something.
A vaping ape?
A vaping ape.
But I looked at their hoodies and they're like, this is exactly what I've been looking for. I want to buy one of these so bad. How much are they? Oh my goodness, they're $350.
And maybe you got that one for $6 at a Savers.
Right.
It looks just so not vibrant.
It needs. I was actually.
You haven't washed it since the day you got it.
I have washed it every time that I do laundry because I just throw it in there. Because
it's not what you told us.
Because it probably needs it.
I know, but I tell you lots of things.
You lie to us.
Ben, how much weed have you smoked
on the next episode?
Right now? Like today? Or just since we started?
Also, back on the subject of politics.
Fuck your weed
that
thing.
Debate would have been much cooler if there was a weed smoking round where everyone just got high and they restarted the debate with all the same questions.
Right.
And just kind of see how people's answers would have changed.
It was a really yawn. I think it was politics. Oh, shit. Oh, it wasn't even really politics. It was just barely referencing politicians, and I yawned.
I forgot what we were talking about.
I see how this is. Should we wrap up then?
We should wrap it up. I got things to go to. I'm going to a club tonight for the first time, really, and instead of playing like the regular music, they're having a couple DJs come in playing old, like early 2000s emo hits, like Fall Out Boy, My Chemical Romance, and shit like that, I think. Hopefully some Aiden. And there's gonna be a few hundred people there, I guess, from the Facebook thing, and it's just gonna be a bunch of drunk, not older, but like 23, whatever, people who used to be emo, and I'm gonna be macking on some girls so hard, because emo girls are the cutest thing in the world, and if those emo girls grew up, so they went emo to scene to now regular people, they're gonna be fucking super good looking.
Well, obviously they're all hardcore kids now.
I hope not.
Bring your vape and your straight edge tattoos.
Bring my windbreaker.
Forgetting that like the like trademark of emo and then scene was to wear way too much makeup so you couldn't tell what they actually looked like. So now if they've stepped down to like regular sorts of just the daily kind of makeup that everybody wears.
Well, I'm also hoping that since it's like the emo night there, and this is the first time they've done this here, by the way, is that everybody dresses up as emo as they can, like they used to. Like they're gonna look at their MySpace profile pictures and dress like that
would
with
be
makeup.
awesome.
I will fucking have a boner the whole time.
Probably.
I already have one, so I'm hoping it goes strong.
My prediction, though, is that you're gonna go there, and it turns out that there was a huge like emo scene in Seattle back in the day, and they play a bunch of those that you've never heard.
Well, people are like writing on the event page like, play this song, play this song. I'm like, what are half of these things? And I'm just like, really? Fucking play that? Like,
do you listen to any of them?
There was a few that a lot of people were saying like My Chemical Romance stuff, but like people were like, oh, we want real emo, blah blah blah, and then like naming all this like really obscure shit. I'm just like, no, I don't want that.
But you could look at that as an opportunity to go find more bands that you might like.
Play Black Flag.
I want just Aiden entire night.
Is Black Flag supposed to be emo? I feel like they would be offended.
No, Black
Play
Flag.
Anti-Flag.
Just keep requesting like new emo stuff. Play Turnover. Play Pianos Become the Teeth.
Play Insomniac.
Play
See if you
Modern
can network
Baseball.
there. Like, bring a couple CDs with them and be like, hey, you like this kind of music? Check out our shit. Just start peddling
Wait,
CDs.
is this Hawthorne Heights? Here, take this.
Yeah, it's like, hey, do you want a really rare Hawthorne Heights CD? It just hands them an Insomniac CD.
Fuck.
All right, well, I guess we'll hear how that goes next week on Sadcast Seattle.
Oh, shit, I might not be here. You guys might have to do that
You're
episode
going on
without
a
me.
road
Leaving
trip.
on a road trip. Actually, the day this comes out, Thursday, I'm going to Portland, then Eureka, California, then Los Angeles, California, then Flagstaff, Arizona, then Las Vegas, and then I'm not sure where. I'm just going to go camping somewhere, I think.
It is extremely tempting for me to ditch everything that I have to do and just go tour the country with Sam.
Tour!
I mean, if I don't work, I don't have enough money to do that anyways.
Right.
So I can't.
Yeah, you already owe me a bunch of money.
But if I could, I would totally do it.
Think about this. You won't have the distraction of Sam to, like,
That's true.
keep you from
Am I distracting, guys?
No.
Don't lie.
Only because you're so beautiful.
Except for watching Smosh laughing very loudly so you would take your headphones off and be like, hey, Ben, watch this part. I laughed loudly so you could fucking watch this part with me.
That
was a thing
I was sitting there thinking, is that I'm laughing extra loud because I wanted you to take off your headphones and look? I should probably at least check.
It was. It was.
Pay attention to me.
All right, well, that's that. Go watch the Smosh movie on Netflix and then leave somewhere in the comments. Oh, also, this is going to be on YouTube probably still?
Yep. Probably.
We're going to fix that, I think, eventually and put this on iTunes, but I'm not sure when.
That's the plan.
Yeah, there was definitely an overwhelming response saying this should also go on iTunes as well. So
mostly because you can't use it on an iPhone or an Android device. You can't listen without.
If you were good enough, you could go out of the app, then scroll it up, push play, and the audio will still come through. But people aren't smart.
Or you could download an app that will let you play YouTube videos through audio. But that's like a boatload of work.
The main thing is that we are cheap bastards, and YouTube is the only thing that'll let us host this thing for free. So we'll work it out for you guys.
GoFundMe.com/Insomniac Sadcast Seattle.
I mean, if you want.
All right.
If you have suggestions for what we should talk about next week, leave them in the comments or tweet them to us at InsomniacMN with the hashtag Sadcast Seattle. Next week on Sadcast Seattle, fucking arts and crafts. Good night.